Hello and welcome to this tutorial, where we'll be building a personal portfolio web page together using HTML and CSS. In this video, I'll walk you through the HTML structure. Let's get started. After setting up boilerplate content, we'll link our external style sheet, which is style.css. These link tags connect our web page to the Font Awesome library, which allows us to use scalable icons. Now let's move into the body section of the page. The very first section is the header. Inside the header, we'll define a name, for example, John Doe. We'll wrap the word John inside a span tag so that it can be styled separately. Next, we'll create a nav bar using the nav tag. This contains our menu links. We have 4 anchor tags here: Home, Portfolio, About, and Contact. Right now, they all link to a hashtag, which means they don't point anywhere yet. After the nav bar, we'll create a button-like link. This serves as a call to action button, encouraging visitors to reach out. The classes btn and btn-primary will apply button styles from our CSS. Now let's move to the main section. Inside main, we'll start with a section tag with the class name home. Inside this section, we'll create a div element with the class name content. First, we'll add a heading. This acts as the introduction line. The name John Doe will be inside a span tag, so it can be styled with a highlight color. Below that, we'll add another, smaller heading. Then we'll create a paragraph containing some sample text. This is placeholder text. Next, we'll create a div element with the class name buttons. This contains 2 call to action links. The first button will stand out in the primary color, encouraging clients to hire you. The second button will be styled as a ghost button, meaning it has an outlined look, and it will lead to your project showcase. Finally, we'll add the social media icons. They'll be placed inside a div element with the class name icons. Each icon is wrapped inside an anchor tag, making it clickable. Inside each anchor tag, we use an I tag with classes from Font Awesome or Remix Icon. We'll create 4 icons here: LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter X, and YouTube. Now let's go through the CSS so you'll understand exactly how each style works in our portfolio website. At the very top, we'll import the Poppins font from Google Fonts. This will give all of our text a modern and clean look. Next, we'll apply some universal styles using what's called the universal selector or star selector. Here we'll remove all default margins and padding, set the box sizing to border box, so that widths always include padding and borders, and apply the Poppins font to everything across the page. Now let's define a few theme variables inside the root selector. We'll set a primary color in a purple shade, a default text color in dark grey, and pure white for contrast. These variables allow us to reuse the same colors throughout the website, keeping the design clean and consistent. Now we'll style the header. We'll fix it to the top of the page so it stays visible while scrolling. We'll stretch it across the full width, add some generous padding, and use Flexbox to space the logo, navigation, and button apart. We'll also set a high Z index so it always stays above other content. For the logo, we'll increase its font size, set the text color to our grey, and make the cursor a pointer. Inside the logo, we'll highlight the span text in our primary color for emphasis. Next, we'll style the navigation bar. We'll use Flex Display, add spacing between links, and push it slightly to the right. Each navigation link will use a relative position, no underline, medium font weight, and a smooth transition for hover effects. Now we'll add a pseudo element for each navigation link using the after selector. We'll create an empty content string, absolutely position it at the bottom of the link, and give it a thin bar with our primary colour. We'll set its width to span the link but use a transform scale to make it invisible by default. On hover, we'll change the link colour to our primary shade. And the after element will smoothly expand from left to right, creating an underline animation. Moving on to the buttons, we'll create a base button style with padding, medium bold text, rounded corners, and transitions for hover states. Then we'll define two button types. The primary button will have white text on a solid primary background. On hover, the primary button will invert to show the coloured text with no fill. While the ghost button will have a transparent background with a coloured border. Ghost button will invert to a filled background with white text. We'll also set up a flexbox layout for button groups, giving them spacing between each button. Next, we'll style the hero section. We'll give it full width and full viewport height, and add a background image that covers and centers perfectly. We'll use Flexbox to align the content and space it evenly, with padding around the section. Inside the hero content, we'll restrict the maximum width, use our text colour, and style the headings. The main heading will use a large font size. And the span inside it will be highlighted in our primary colour. The subheading will use a slightly smaller size. The paragraph will get spacing above and below for readability. Now let's style the social icons. We'll absolutely position them near the bottom of the hero section. Each icon will be placed inside a small circle with our primary colour as the background. We'll add a white border and an outer outline for extra detail. Throughout the design, transitions will ensure smooth animations. On hover, the background will switch to white. The hover states, button inversions, and pseudo-element underline effect will all help the portfolio feel polished and professional. While the icon colour will flip to our primary shade. This will give a modern interactive effect. Inside, the font icon itself will appear in white. And that's it. With this CSS, our portfolio website will look polished and professional, with consistent colours, modern typography, smooth hover effects, and a clean hero section complete with buttons and social links. And there we are, guys. The deed is done. We've whipped up a proper smashing portfolio page, all with nothing more than HTML and CSS. Now, if this tutorial tickled your brain cells even a tiny bit, do the decent thing. Give me a like. If you don't, well, I'll be as gutted as a person who's just been told the tea's run out. Go on then, subscribe as well. Join the squad, and together we'll conquer the web one div at a time. Cheers for watching, you absolute legends, and I'll catch you in the next one.